Hi, it's Story here for Gamereactor at E3, and I stumbled upon a pretty damn impressive booth here for Life is Feudal. As you can see, castle here and a nice setup with people taking photos. And I thought, hey, I need to know more about this game. So with me here is Vladimir, who's going to tell me all about what Life is Feudal is. So let's start off with the history of the game. It's been in development for quite a long time. It's been on Steam Early Access. Tell me a little bit about the route in developing the game.
Well, first of all, I will start from a confess. We are making a game of my dreams. I'm a hardcore game player. I played back to Ultima Online, Darkfall Online, Shadowbane, all sandbox PvP projects, and I got quite disappointment with the current direction of industry, and I just decided to make a game of my dreams. So back in 2010, I created a post on Game Dev forum looking for enthusiasts who share my idea, and I managed to gather a core, and in 2011 I managed to find a small local investor that helped us to reach early alpha on Steam. And in 2014, on September, we released on Steam, and here we are. That's all.
And now the game itself, it's a medieval setting in a huge open world. You can tell me just how huge the servers are going to be. Tell me a little bit about the gameplay. What are players doing in the game?
Basically everything. I mean, imagine yourself in a medieval world. You can be a farmer, so you can plant crops, harvest crops, you should fertilize land. You can tame wild animals, domesticate them, put them into barns, and you need to feed them, and you actually need to clean dung after them, and that dung will be used as a fertilizer. And you can slaughter them, prepare their hides, create leather and all the stuff. You can be alchemists and brew different potions and brew alcoholic beverages. You can be also a blacksmith. You can be a carpenter or a builder. So everything you can imagine you can do in our game. So you can build different devices, different fortifications, buildings, housings, and if you're a miner, you need actually to build underground tunnels to extract ores and later smelt them. When you chop down trees, they actually fall down, and you need to replant them. And if you don't do that, you can actually deforest some area, and you'll have troubles. You will run out of fuel for your furnaces and wood for your construction works. That's really brief scope of our game, but it's even way more than that. So
and of course, with a medieval setting comes that you can also be a gallant knight, or on the other hand, yeah. So tell me a little bit about the combat in the game as well.
So combat is no target, melee combat that takes physics into account. So you need to position yourself to the enemy. You need to aim with your directional swings, and velocity of weapon is taken into account. So if you are making just swing, there will be 1 damage. But if you are making it with your body, it will be more damage. And of course, you can aim for head, for legs. You can inflict bleeding ones. You can inflict fractures that will hinder your opponent. And for instance, if you want to be not a valiant knight, as you said, you can be a thug, simple thug, and you can use non-lethal weaponry, clubs, hammers. You can knock down other players, rob them. You will lose some alignment. We have a karma or alignment system, and if you are a murderer, you will lose a lot of alignment. And if you die in your turn, you will lose a lot of skill points. Some holy person, positive alignment person, will lose a little bit of skill points, but if you are bad, you will lose a lot.
So it's more risky going the thug way, but might be more rewarding in, well, if you steal a lot.
Yeah, that's right. That's absolutely. It depends on you. That's our philosophy. It depends on player skill. It's if you are acting good, if you know how to play and everything, you will be successful. If not, well, life is feudal.
Now, I mentioned earlier on that it was going to be huge. You mentioned a quite staggering number of players that can be in-game earlier on, before the interview. Now tell me a little bit about just how big it's going to be and the challenges that must come with building something like that.
Well, as I said, in March 2016, approximately, we plan a beta of our MMORPG version. It will contain a huge map, 21 on 21 kilometers, up to 10,000 people simultaneously. Yeah, it will be actually a big seamless world. actually, back in 2014, we had pre-alpha test of MMORPG, and one of our testers, it took him 3.5 hours to cross all the way from south to north of that continent. And all that land can be shaped, you can build villages and everything. We had to freeze its tests and developments in order to focus on that your own version, on that pocket version. And to be honest, I believe those two versions compensate each other. Some people like small, tight communities or play alone, create his own castle and screenshot it. Your own will be for them. Some people like a huge mess of battles, politics, bowling, all those intrigues, and they will like MMORPG. And that's our main goal is to provide both of those gameplays. Life is Feudal, Your Own will be released that fall, and MMORPG I hope will be in March 2016.
Now, are those two modes separate, or are they in the same game? So,
well, right now, if you buy Life is Feudal Your Own on Steam, you will receive one character in MMORPG when it will be available. But then you can also buy a separate MMORPG version or Life is Feudal Your Own. It's up to you what you prefer. And talking about buy of MMORPG version, we have kind of original model. So you can download a MMORPG version for free. You can join a small newbie island. You can learn all the mechanics and play sometime for free. But that island will be resetted every 24 hours. So everything that you have built will be resetted and everything. And if you feel that that's your game, that you learned all mechanics, you can buy a ticket for your character, and that character will be transferred on the mainland, that 21 and 21. And reason that you buy not game, but rather tickets for characters is actually alignment system. If you acting bad, and you got a very low or negative alignment, well, you might get a new character and start from scratch. But if you're actually paying for every character, that might be not a good option for you. So maybe you will behave. I hope so.
Now, the game has been in early access for quite some time. Can you tell me a little bit about the benefits and the challenges of having a game in early access with users on the forums every day punking you?
Yeah. Well, actually, I'd say that there are more benefits. We got response from our players, and we got a lot of bug reports for our players, and we have our own QA team, but player how it's called, reviews and player feedback is really important for us. And also we just created a special page on our site only for suggestions. So players can drop their suggestions, upvote, downvote other players' suggestions, and if everything goes okay, that August we plan to devote full development month to implementing some top of those suggestions. But of course there are some bad parts of being in early access because most of people kind of not trust in early access games. There are some developers that just abandon their games, and well, it's on their it's hard to formulate it. Well, it's their own fault anyway. But we suffer from it somehow because people come in. Oh, it's another early access. I had enough of it. I'm quit. I will wait for a full release, and I cannot blame them. That's true. But well, in our case, we provide patches at least once or twice a month, and it's all on Steam. You can see announcements and dates, and it's all genuine. And on our site, we got a roadmap that shows all features and progression of implementation, and we are as open as it possible.
Great. Now, you mentioned some of the dates earlier, but just to end the interview with the rollout, when can people expect a full version of each of the different modes?
Well, I hope October. Let's maybe November. It never goes right in development, but that should happen that fall, 2015, autumn 2015.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much too.